Hi everybody, this is Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, Ahad, and welcome back to the Baseball Head 2. Hope you like this video and subscribe. So, I like to talk about the radio personalities here in New York, WFAN in particular, because they're just so, strange. They say such ridiculous things. And I know a lot of people have written to me saying, well, why are you paying attention to this? Well, it's so outrageously ridiculous that you have to sort of call out the insanity. Now, Imus used to do a lot of this back in the day. I used to make fun of them relentlessly, and they had to take it. They couldn't go up against the Almighty in the morning. But WFN, they say a lot of ridiculous things. We know the big lie. I mean, the big ridiculous thing they said that Pete Alonso was toxic. They said that the Mets had a toxic clubhouse, and that he was probably at the center of that toxicity. Pete is so involved with all these different charities. He got a grant from Major League Baseball to start a new charity, I guess, to help kids. Also today, as I record this video, Francisco Lindor, who I've been very critical of in terms of his play against these big series, he was nominated for the Roberto Clemente Award, a guy, for his humanitarian work. So you have two guys in that clubhouse that do a lot of work with humanitarians, for a lot of people, a lot of humanitarian work, and they are part of some toxic clubhouse. How ridiculous does this whole thing that they said sound? It sounds even more ridiculous than it did before. And a lot of them are by the backbenchers. It's not by Evan Roberts, who's got the big show during the day. It's not by Tiki Barber, who's got the big show. I mean, the afternoon show is the big show. And then we got the morning show of Boomer and Gio, or I'd like to call them Norman and Greg, the sort of sequel and spin-off to Norma and Greg, that Dharma and Greg that used to be on back in the 90s, and Greg met Norman, and here we go. But, well, they say ridiculous things for other reasons, but we won't get into that. But they say a lot of ridiculous things on the fan. And here we got something new from one of the lightweights. Again, a guy that was defending Sal Licata, who I like to call Spaz. We're going to talk a lot about nicknames in this video, and you're going to hopefully get a good chuckle out of it. But Spaz said that Pete Alonso was toxic. Mets had toxic clubhouse. And I said, well, Pete, he's not a toxic guy. I think everyone's come out and defended him, including myself. And Marash, his name is Sean Marash. He doesn't like certain nicknames of certain Yankee players. This rookie, Jasson Dominguez, who has had this nickname, the Martian, for many years since he was signed out of the Dominican Republic by the Yankees as an international free agent. And he's come in with a splash. He's had 3 home runs his first 5 games. People are impressed with him very quickly. He's 20 years old. He's has a big future ahead of him. But Sean, who was basically the op-board guy, the guy that controls the boards at WFAN for the afternoon show, doesn't like the Martian nickname. Let me say this again. He doesn't like the nickname. So he spends a segment complaining about the nickname. This is how, the bottom of the barrel that they have to find to talk about things on the fan. They don't talk about some of the things we talk about here. They don't talk about the Savannah bananas. They haven't mentioned, as far as I know, Wanda Franco, as far as I know. They keep things very on the low end. This is the low-rung nonsense. And this is about as nonsensical as it gets. Let me read you from Odyssey.com. Headline: Marash, or No Rash as I like to call him, not a fan of cringe Martian nickname for Jasson Dominguez. The Martian has taken over Yankee Stadium as Jasson Dominguez has come out firing the first games of his Major League Baseball career. At just 20 years old, the hype phenom already has 3 home runs in his 5 games, the Bombers, and the Yankees have won all 5 games. Sean Marash just has one problem. He's got more than one problem, folks. He's got more than one problem. He doesn't like the nickname that is all over the Bronx these days. Quote, even as a Yankees fan, The Martian is a dumb nickname. It makes me cringe. Sean, you are a killjoy. What a killjoy. No rash. I would mention before we get into further, I noticed that Sal Licata is calling Max Scherzer minimum Scherzer. Leave the nicknames to the professionals. To people like me. Spaz. Leave it to me. Quote, I know it's not a Yankee thing and a scout gave it to him in the Dominican Republic, but it doesn't even go with his name. I don't like it at all. No rash. You had no fun. No fun, no rash. A scout coined the nickname after watching Dominguez's outworldly talent, but no rash wishes it didn't stick. He prefers nicknames that have a link to a player's actual name. He wants something alliterative. Jolton Joe, that was a nickname for Joe DiMaggio. Sean said, the Mick, that was a nickname for Mickey Mantle. Play with your name, okay. Sean, no rash is pretty good. Show rash, no fun. How about that? But again, this is one guy that he's not a fun guy. See his pictures, he doesn't look like a lot of fun. He just eats and eats and eats. I follow him I've been following his feed. I don't follow him, but I watched his feed. He was at some big like party at somebody's house. There was so much food there. I don't know why they always take pictures of him with food. And I think it was in the pool. Ugh. Don't take pictures of yourself in the pool. Don't take videos of yourself in the pool. Ugh. Anyway, no rash. Leave the nicknames to the professionals like myself, or somebody that has some kind of a working brain that it has nothing to do with the big corporation like CBS. You don't have the working capacity, and none of them do have the working capacity to be so creative as to come up with nicknames. That's the least of his problems, coming up with nicknames for people. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. Please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.